the Bay, but it ain't hot enough to melt. If they was in Dallas, maybe. James, you watched practice last week. 49ers, Raiders.
Yes,
you do your homework. I put a lot of stock into your words, but are the 49ers putting too much stock into Brock Purdy?
You know what, as I thought about this in the meeting, I was kind of 50-50. Yes, they are. And the reason why I say that is because I was out there watching practice, and y'all probably get on me later in the show, but I was out there watching practice, right? And him and Trey Lance look like this game is too fast for him right now.
Okay.
Right? And we all know that it's been a lot of one-hit wonders. I'm not saying that's going to be Brock Purdy, right? But it's been a lot of one-hit wonders. You had your Brock Osweilers who came in there and went 5-2, and they gave him $70 million.
Sure.
And we know what happened, right?
Good, sure.
Rex Grossman came in there. He went 13-3, never won 5 games again. You got what I'm saying, right? We all know the Matt Flynn, right? $10 million, didn't even play a game,
True.
right? So for me, everybody this offseason gets to prepare for Brock Purdy.
No doubt about it.
It is no surprise.
No surprise.
The film is on. This is how we're going to attack the young fella. This is what we're going to do to him. Is he going to deliver the same way he delivered last year? And if he doesn't, you are going to already have to get rid of Trey Lance. You've committed to Brock Purdy, which means Trey Lance eventually, his time in San Francisco, whether you like it or not, is up. Because Brock Purdy is young. He's a 7th-round pick, 3-year contract. They're going to have to pay him next year. So that means Trey Lance is going to have to get traded and moved on from. If Brock Purdy does not turn out to be that guy, you have set the franchise back. And you traded up and gave up so much to get Trey Lance.
A lot of ifs.
So I'm scared. And I'm worried, and I think they put too much on Brock Purdy.
See, the beautiful thing about relationships in life, when somebody else scared, somebody else got enough confidence to hold them up. You know, 2-5? You know what I'm saying? My dog's scared right now. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I got her.
What are friends for?
Exactly. Don't be afraid. The 49ers aren't at all putting too much stock in Brock Purdy. People have tape on Brock Purdy, but last I checked, Brock Purdy got tape on them too. Remember, Brock Purdy went to the game unbeknownst to him that he was going to be a starter at all last season. He was behind both Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo. Brock Purdy all offseason was getting 2 reps every 12-rep period. Y'all know how it goes down in practice. Starters get the first 4, backups get the next 3, third string get the next 2, starters get the next 4, backups get the next 3, break, we gone. So Brock Purdy was getting 2 reps every time. Y'all do the math on how many reps that is. He was also running scout team. He goes from running scout team to inserted into the starting lineup and hits the ground running. Imagine how fast he gonna run when he got a whole offseason. I've heard a lot about Brock Purdy's interceptions. I have to see them to really give y'all a proper take on it. If Brock Purdy's interceptions are because of a lack of zip, because of his throwing arm surgery, now I'm like, oh, I'm worried. But if some of his interceptions are off tip passes, if he threw a screen high, if he threw a screen low and a kick, then we'll talk about that. So genuinely speaking,
I seen a couple of them. They wasn't tips. They was just nice little.
They was just nice little picks. They was just nice little hits. I'm gonna take your word for it.
He don't judge picks well though. Let him tell you about Dak Prescott's picks. He don't.
Joy, do you think the Niners putting too much stock in Brock Purdy?
What other choice do they have? You ain't got a choice. You married now by default. By accident, really, because he was the last pick in the NFL draft. I don't know. I'd be interested to know if they had more than a paragraph on Brock Purdy.
Don't do that.
The last pick in the NFL draft? They could have just not drafted him and signed him undrafted. He was the last pick in the NFL draft. You don't get credit for the last pick in the NFL draft. Sorry, guys. Give you a lot of credit. Can't be for the last pick in the NFL draft. You had 9 other picks in that draft, so you passed on him 8 times, or 8 picks, might be wrong there. The point is, you passed on him a bunch of times. You were like, cool, somebody else gets him. Many, many, many times. The problem is they spent 3 first-round picks on a quarterback from the Missouri Valley Conference who had started in 19 games in college. In a shocking twist, he's not ready for the NFL. Your other option is Sam Darnold, who has admitted to seeing ghosts on the field, along with the other NFL defensive players that are coming after him. So what other choice do you have but to put faith in Brock Purdy? Welcome to the Church of Shanahan. Now, normally in particular doctrines, there's one deity that you would follow. With Shanahan's doctrine, all of us can be gods. That is the way of the 49ers. That is the philosophy. Any man can step into those shoes and win. Not a Super Bowl, but we're going to be really, 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 really good. We're going to take advantage of this whole roster that we put together, except for this position. So I would love to say that Brock Purdy is the future of the 49ers. I don't know. I know he did an amazing job last year. He certainly won the starting job. He did not have a full offseason because he was injured on his throwing arm and had to have surgery. He is essentially still a rookie. He has not played a full NFL season. I don't know what Brock Purdy is. I hope he's great. It's going to be an incredible story for the NFL. But I do not know, and I've got to see it in real time.
I mean, I love it. I don't think they're putting too much stock on him. I think he's a young quarterback that's pretty good. They didn't expect to get that. When you got the last pick in the draft, it's like, oh, hey, we'll take him. It's our pick. We'll take him. Come on. And I think that it's worked out for him. Trey Lance didn't work out. So now, you're right. They have no choices but to play Brock Purdy. But in the event that when he did play, he looked really, really good. Out of the 8 games he played, he had his 8 starts. He was 7-1 as a record, 16 touchdowns, 2 picks. He did pretty good. My only question, though, with Brock Purdy is, with his injury, how much time did he have to train? How much time did he have to develop his skills? Now, he did good for a rookie. I'll give him that. But to develop and be a better player in year 2, how much time did he have to do that with the injury? That's my only concern about it. But I think that he's a hell of a player, man. I think the team around that they built, that he'll do good, right? So I always see, I never judge a rookie because they can always get better. And your best year is year 2.
Well, for me, this is a different situation for Brock Purdy. You're coming into the game last year, and it didn't matter what you did.
True.
It didn't matter if you took 4 reps in practice, 2 reps in practice, came in the game and threw 5 picks. You the 3rd-string quarterback, last pick in the NFL draft. It didn't matter what you did. It happened so that he came out there and played well and put himself in position. Now it's pressure on you. A lot of people is picking the Niners to go to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? The pressure is on Brock Purdy now. So now you got to come out here and you have to deliver with the pressure on you. This is a young player, a really young player. Like Joy said, haven't even played a full NFL season. So these picks in practice scare me.
That's
right.
Fair.
This is a young player. So this is telling me yeah, you only threw 2 picks in the games, but is it catching up to you? Like you saying, is your arm strength not there? What's going on?
That's my fear. But here's why I don't really have any fear. And we'll because I vehemently disagree with you, Shady, and Joy on being the last pick in the draft. But we'll address that later. My real fear comes down to, or my real trust comes down to Shanahan, bro. Shanahan helped Matt Schaub become a Pro Bowler. Shanahan helped Robert Griffin be Offensive Player of the Year rookie over Andrew Luck. Shanahan helped Matt Ryan become an NFL MVP. Shanahan helped Jimmy Garoppolo have more playoff wins than Aaron Rodgers during Jimmy Garoppolo's stretch in San Francisco. So I do trust that Shanahan, whoever is at quarterback, and it will be Brock Purdy, I do trust that whoever's there, Shanahan gonna get him right.
Yeah.
From Matt Schaub to Robert Griffin to Matt Ryan to Brock Purdy to Jimmy G, it really doesn't matter if you are Shanahan, which is why I look at Trey Lance and I'm like, Trey Lance is the outlier. Trey Lance, I'm putting him in a corner. He is the outlier. But I trust Purdy because I trust Shanahan. And at the end of the day, Purdy's a competent quarterback.
So you don't matter what Purdy does, you're saying. You're saying Shanahan's that great that Purdy could just throw picks and all that, but they're going to win because Shanahan.
No. I don't think Purdy will throw picks because of, Purdy was in the NFL who he was in college. Purdy wasn't great last year.
Yeah.
Purdy had a 67% completion percentage.
I like that because I think Shanahan's a really, really good coach. I agree with you there. But one thing that Brady, taught us is to look at what the players say about a player, right? Look at what a coach says about a player. And if you look, even his first time starting, I remember Trent Williams was like, man, it's funny that this dude, he came off with so much confidence, even before he was starting. He would play on the practice team. Right. He was like, man, he got a lot of talent. So I think he will be good because he comes with that type of confidence.
He was
But part you're missing is.
Talk to me.
When you get injuries, right, and you don't get a chance to perfect your craft over and over again, right, in the offseason, that's what we do.
Yeah.
I had a good year, but, I got to get better at short yardage. I got to get better at using my stiff arm. I got to get better at doing this and that. Quarterbacks, it's probably throwing or whatever that may be. But if you don't have a chance to do that and you're really just rehabbing, how much better you think that second year is going to be?
You know what's crazy is they said the same thing about Nick Mullins when Nick Mullins came in and had that first start and won that game. Everybody said the way he prepared, the way he came in, and then Nick Mullins went downhill, right? So, like I say, as a very young player, Brock Purdy throwing these interceptions in practice, and like I said, I was at the joint practice with the Raiders, seen a couple of them. This worries me. And it could be arm strength. It could be, you know what I mean? They're moving a little too fast for him. I don't know. But he didn't look the same.
Can I say one thing? What if I told you last year that when he was a starter in his practices, he was throwing picks? What would you say?
I would say he ain't ready.
Because watch this. When they had him being a starter, I was doing my research, hitting my boys, like, yo, what Brock look like? Da-da-da. He young, bro. He young. He throwing picks in practice. And straight off in the game, he looked way different.
Different beat.
So be careful what you boys are saying. Because practice is made for that. Practice is made to mess up, to learn from it. Y'all been there. It's made for that. He got in that game, I didn't see no mess up. So we'll see. My only issue is not that part. My issue is more of the injury. Not having the ability to perfect your craft. Because that matters. Especially as a young quarterback in your second year. I don't know.
Defensive coordinators got a year to prepare for you now, too, though.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.